right, I am changing scenes on you guys real quick. All right, so after the battle, everyone heals up a little bit. You keep traveling for another hour or two, and you find a place to camp for the night. You come right next to a first time that you've seen a real change in the scenery. Really, the road kind of splits off to the right. You camp in a little glade just on the western side of the road, and or actually no, the eastern side, right next to the river to your right, right before a bridge. Across the way, a river. Out a ways, you see a couple of miles. You see a couple of homesteads, a couple of farms. You see, sit around the campfire, just talking about the fight you had and laughing and drinking merrily. Anything y'all want to do tonight, or before you turn in to bed?
Gremlin, this is a very good brandy, I must say. I've
Much
tried
obliged.
many. I've tried
Much
many in
obliged.
my days. This is top of the line.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh, and I won't drink it because if she has one drink, she's just drunk as all hell. So she's like, no, I'm good.
Eldon's been drinking a fair amount, and he sits back down next to Oscar and gives him one annoying look. Two looks over at Onai and says, "Hey Bard, sing us a song."
Let's gather around the campfire
and sing our campfire
song. There
you go. She asked you violin, flute, or voice.
Flute.
She plays a little tune on her flute. I would bring up a flute song on YouTube, but I guarantee you my computer would be wicked slow.
Hold on, I could probably get something real quick.
And while that's going, Eldon's looking for his awesome champion Ink to come sit
She's
with
using
him.
Jenkins' flute too, so fireflies.
But Eldon's also looking for Ink to come sit with him after the glorious battle.
Ink will sit with both Oscar and Eldon,
yeah.
but she will not partake of the smelling water. She will not drink.
It's quite tasty.
Oh, it's yummy.
She crinkles her nose, so she has this like cheese face, like her whiskers are all just like curled, and she's just like, no.
Don't worry, I'm with you, Ink. I had that once before, and I don't remember the night I had it.
I'm confused as how you're playing a flute and talking.
No. She'll talk after.
She just takes her mouth off the flute and is like hitting the buttons and it's playing.
Oh, she has that much skill.
I'm magic.
Ink's gonna whip out her book and she's gonna start scribbling in it.
At this point, I feel like Oscar would take out his makeshift guitar and strum along, like as a bass to the flute.
Onai is freaking excited at this, and she's smiling on the flute at Oscar, and that makes some of the notes shake a little bit, because if you've ever tried to play a flute while smiling, it doesn't work at all.
I love how the song just randomly has a guitar playing in the background.
I know, right?
That is insane.
Eldon looks around the campsite. A smile comes on his face, and he wanders off to the side, still within earshot of the music, but enough away from the light of the campfire where he can look up and see the stars in the sky. It just looks.
All right, so you all play. Jenkins joins in every now and then with his own flute.
Onai's just delighted at this. She loves it when people join in and play.
I'll be dead honest. Oscar's a little distraught. Like he's not distraught. He's a little down.
He's down?
I'll leave it there. Yes.
All right.
Not goblins, the orcs. Go ahead, real quick. Everyone, roll a investigation check for me.
Sweet.
I'm gonna that will determine what and what.
Oh,
later.
Well, that's a 9.
Hang on.
That's a 10.
My
Plus,
investigation
I think
sucks.
that's a 10 plus.
Wow, I never
Wow.
thought in the entirety of playing D&D that you could get a 0.
I get nothing. Oh my fucking Christ. A
You
0?
don't know whether blue is blue or green.
Investigation, I got a -1 in that, so it's a 9 as well.
I don't know
Oh
what
my
happened with
god. Well, I hope the rest of you find something good. I'm gonna go back to staring at the stars.
All right.
Ah.
So I'm going to say you guys take your time on it. Go ahead and roll. Everyone, roll me another.
Oh wait, mine's a
Okay.
+4. So wait.
Oh my
I
god!
have a 9.
Gotta be fucking kidding me! I'm done.
Wait. Do we have to roll again?
Yeah, I'm
This
going
has to
say
be a
everyone just roll
glitch.
again.
Hang on. It's a glitch.
There you go. You
Zeros.
rolled 3
Aw, you
zeros
made
in a
me
row.
roll.
Obviously, I'm keeping the 0,
3
but
zeros.
fucking A, 3 zeros in a row?
Am I supposed to roll again?
Yeah, go ahead and roll again. We're still going to use the. I'm going to say you can probably check it a couple times. You take your time. So
Ah.
I had a 9 at first. It was gonna be a 9 + 4.
no, you're going to have both of them. So
Okay,
you
so
have
I have a 9 + 4 too.
Well,
a 13
Don't-
and a 9.
I got 3 zeros, so I'm just gonna go chill and drink some alcohol and wonder how I've gotten.
I rolled 3 for you.
How the
Okay.
Plus my original 9.
how the fuck did I get 3 zeros in a row?
Wait, do we have to roll 3 times?
No, you're good.
I just rolled extra just in
No,
case.
yeah, I just kept rolling it to see
Eldon,
if I could
give
get
me
anything but
give
a
me
0.
one more at disadvantage.
Okay.
God.
If I get
Watch
another
it
zero-
do 20 and
Literally, okay. So just hit it, and I will take the lowest of the two. So you get a 12 on this one.
Oh,
I
thank
still
you.
got more than you.
So you get frustrated, like you're just sitting there. You can't even find the pockets of the orcs,
Yeah. Oh my god.
and then you question your own self.
Yes.
I'm gonna
And
go
then
over
you slightly misplace your sword for a moment, and then Ink points it over to you.
Thank you, Ink.
Okay, so I'm going to use these scores to get loot later. I will send it out in the group text, what you find. It is going to be up to you guys to divvy it up. I'm going to say who found what, and then leave it up to that individual to share it.
Okay.
All right. But for the rest of the evening, you guys sit around the campfire.
and sing our campfire
Eldon and
song.
Oscar drink a little bit more. Onai plays with Jenkins every now and then. Grinroll comes out and sings. And surprisingly, he's got a nice, deep voice that just sounds great.
Onai is delighted by this. Anything music related is just woo!
Are we ready to get back to it?
Alright.
Yes.
So, if we're all around the campfire, yeah, let me just move Eldon completely to where he's going with exactly how I'm going to describe it. So,
Okay.
we got Onai and Oscar playing their guitars. We got Ink, I'm just going to say, still funnily sniffing the alcohol, just because that was the last I heard she was doing. So, Eldon's going
And
to look
writing.
around. He's going to kind of smile at Oscar. He's going to look at Ink. Keep on smiling. Look over at Onai. A soft smile is going to cross his face, and then he's going to look dead serious, if not a little scared, and he's going to walk away from the camp and stand way out from where the firelight is and just stare up at the sky away from everybody. And that is what Eldon did.
All right. Ugh.
Eldon's walked away, still can hear the music. As the night goes on, everyone starts going to their respective places to sleep. Was there anything else y'all want to do before y'all actually slept?
Onai wanted to ask Oscar what's wrong because he looked kind of down. So she does that. She goes over to him and she's like, "Is everything okay? You didn't look really good." Or Something along those lines.
I gotta like make the answer. Hold on. Yeah, I guess everything's like fine. It's just like being in a Goliath tribe isn't like this. Like everybody's just wants to be one step ahead of each other, and it even includes the families. It's like the dad tries to prove stuff to children. It's not. It's like unfair in all aspects. This is like, even though it's been a week, it's still like the closest to family I got, and I don't even know if my mom's fine or not. That's another problem.
Well,
Like,
I really.
I'm here, like far, far away. Like I can't do anything.
Oh, I know the feeling. I couldn't do anything for my father. I had to stay at the village when everyone was sick. It really hurts to know someone of yours is sick and you can't help. And she pats him and it's like, but at least I'm glad you found family here.
Thank you.
And she gives him a hug because she likes hugs.
that is in your character bio.
It is. I will send y'all a picture again. I even put a cute Japanese emoji there.
Well, I think that Oscar would hug back and then go over here, like where this stump is. Not like out of like.
I walk away.
Not like
Yeah.
not like out of like, all right, that was awkward, and I walk away. No, it was like thank you and gratitude, and then I just like for space, time in the head, I go over here.
Yeah, she says good night too.
Yeah,
And goes over.
yeah,
to
that's
rest.
what I mean. Good night, and then like walk over and all that. So yeah, there's that. And
she doesn't know. When she saw Eldon go off, so she assumed Eldon's a she now. She assumes he just wants time alone, so she'll go sit over here and rest for now. So there's not much she can do. It's bedtime.
oh yes,
Oh.
yes. This is why. Hold on. This is why I wanted to take the bed.
Oh my god.
I would have had a warehouse of furniture. I'm like wearing a hoodie that matches the top of that wagon though.
Oh my god. The
Like-
tripping wagon.
Yeah. I'm wearing a hoodie that's very, very similar.
That is freaking insane. Is that person okay?
All right. So, with everyone's side adventures, everyone eventually nods off to sleep. Oscar and Eldon getting their typical 4 to 6 hours broken sleep. Not enough to cause any detrimental harm. But that's mostly because I am nice about that, because technically if you sleep in your armor, you don't get the benefits of a long rest, and if you don't sleep, I would normally cause you to have exhaustion the next day, but that's not fun for right now. So, Jenkins goes to his place, Grinroll goes to his.
Eldon walks back and
next to the trailer with ink and leans up against it.
All right. Night takes you all. You wake up the next day. Grimroll's breakfast is going. Eldon, you are helping him because you like to cook.
Damn straight.
And the workers all load up the caravans again, hook the horses back up to each cart and make sure they've been fed for the morning. And you make your way back down the road.
Onward.
You travel from the bridge to Reinhardt. You get to the city gates. All right. So after traveling for half a day, your group finally makes it to the city of Reinhardt. It's not a walled city, but there are gates at every crossroads, and there's some watchtowers spotted here and there between the roads. Just kind of keep an eye out on everything. You kind of see small patrols of some city militia, and then you see a larger groups kind of walking up and down the major roads, sporting a banner that many of you don't recognize. But Jenkins says that's the Legion of the Iron Lords. And right now I don't have an emblem set up for it, but I'm thinking something like an axe and a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of inverted, kind of like a playing card set with the kings and the queens and all whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm still working on that, so don't quote me on that just yet.
Okay.
Unless one of you can come up with something that's really good.
Here's looking at you, Wolf.
Why me?
Oh.
I actually might have something, but you continue describing while I search.
No, you're good. So, as you approach the southern gate, you see that there's actually two. One on the western side of the river and one on the eastern side. The one on the eastern side just kind of crosses the river a little bit. And there's really no point in going that way unless you start seeing a large backup to the western gate on the southern pass. But you approach the gate and you're stopped by one of the local militia. She, let me pull out, let me get rid of that. Handouts. Where is she? Give me just a moment. There we go. Save and show. All right, you watch a young elven, you think young elven woman approach the group.
Oh, she's adorable.
And she says, "Ho there, who approaches?" If none of you are going to say anything, Jenkins jumps up and says, "Why, is that little Everlight?"
Oh.
And she looks confused for a second, but then she takes a moment to look at Jenkins, and her face lights up, and she goes, "Uncle Jenkins!" And she runs at him and jumps into his arms.
Uncle, says Eldon
it's-
in character.
They're
I
both
just
laughing,
pause.
and the guard, she's like, "Sorry, he's not really my uncle, but he served in the war with my father, and
Served him the
they
same.
were really good friends. I'm sorry, but I don't know you." And then Jenkins just goes, "Margaret, dear, this is one of the Azamarian vanguards that we protected and we helped bolstered." And kind of realization dawns on her as she looks at you, Eldon, and she kind of takes a short little salute at you and says, "My apologies."
I return the salute and say it's quite all right.
Wait, is that Everlight? I'm just messing with you. I don't know you.
So
That would be awesome.
for anyone that doesn't know, wouldn't recognize, y'all actually met an Everlight.
Yes, it was that guy that. Yes.
Oh
It
shit!
was this
I remember
guy.
this.
That is correct.
And Jenkins says, yes, if y'all remember, you met her father, Captain Everlight, from the Tamarian military. He and I served together, not in the same unit, but we did serve together while we were there. But we both trained, we're in the same training camp with each other. Her father was one of the fighters. I was one of the spellcasters that helped everyone out. So she, they get to chatting for a little bit, and she says, hopefully y'all didn't have a rough trip in. We've been having issues here around the city with the beast coming out. Seems like they're getting more restless for some reason with the we're not sure if it's the weather or what. But hopefully y'all didn't have too hard of a trek in.
What's
Of course
what's the beast?
Yeah.
She kind of stammers like, oh, not just a beast, but wolves and larger wolves coming in, kind of like dire wolves. You get larger rats coming around. We've seen a couple of different other beasts, but no one really knows what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a bunch of our rangers are out in the woods hunting every day, trying to kind of see if they can't cull the herds, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, my name's Oscar, and it's a dandy to meet you.
It's nice to make your acquaintance as well.
Do they cause trouble in this area, like in town, or are you guys like on top of it? Pretty
Not
well?
in town, but some of the farms on the outer edges are being attacked. Some of the loggers who go out into the woods to the west, the Murrow Woods, seem to be having some issues as well. We've had a number of people come up missing or find up dead a couple of days later. So we got the legions helping us patrol a little bit. Our guards are doubling up on all the gates and all the watchtowers. So right now the city itself is quite all right, but
Okay.
they are becoming a pain, quite a pain in the ass, so to speak.
All right. I'll be sure to keep my eye out then.
Wonder what's
Appreciate it.
got them so riled up.
So Margaret takes a look at Jenkins' papers and is like, well, Jenkins, uncle, it looks like you keep a tight, clean book as always. Everything looks in order. Looks like you're here to visit Mr. Talon and the Saccharin brothers. Is that correct? As always? Always, my dear, says Jenkins to the young one. The young elf. Of course, you don't really know how old she is. You know, elves can be multitude of ages.
She could be 200 years old, and she looks like she's in her.
Exactly. But for Eldon to call her young, she could be in her 50s or 60s, and you wouldn't know. But she lets you through. The other guards open up the gates. You can see that some of the commoners and other craftsmen have been trying to create wooden walls extending from the gates around the city. It was like the construction's only been going on for a couple of days. You see posts hundreds of feet in each direction, but getting enough wood to actually make the walls, it's going to take some time. And they're just starting to do it for preparation. They don't know how long this is going to happen. Jenkins kind of pulls her aside real quick and need everyone to make a perception check real quick.
Okie dokie. I'd close that.
Is that a 1? That's a 1. I see nothing. I notice it's a pretty town. Oh, it's a 1 plus 1, but that doesn't count because I rolled a critical
Alright, hang
1.
on.
So
Perception. Let's see how hard I could fail at that.
You
no
said-
one can fail as hard as
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought I could get a 0 at that. No, I can't get a 0. Okay.
but you also can't add anything if you roll
16.
1. It's a pretty town. I just woke
All
up.
right.
I can't see nothing.
All right, Ink and Oscar, you kind of hear as you're standing there watching the carriages go by a little bit. Jenkins asks Margaret a couple of questions about things, and she's like, "Yes, there's more going on than just the monsters. There's been some of the farmers are saying they're seeing dead loved ones walking the streets in the woods." Seems like, and then they go to the graveyards or their own personal cemeteries, and they're almost like a hole in the ground. Mr. Oh, hold on one second. Let me get his name real quick.
I look at Ink and I say, "Zombies, zombies."
Ink goes, what is zombie?
Damn it!
You guys are talking about.
So
you don't know anything.
Oscar and Ink. You also hear Margaret says, "Mr. Root, Mr. Druid Root, is helping with in the cemetery, trying to figure out what's going on. He and Jenkins like Root. Oh, is that the cleric that who came up during the festival that one year with the giant shovel axe of some sort, and just essentially he describes a grave domain cleric. That doesn't mean much to Ink and Eldon, but essentially what it is a cleric specifically designed to combat the dead and make sure that those that are supposed to be dead stay dead.
Okay. And yeah, not Eldon, me.
I mean, yeah, sorry.
You're good. You're
Oscar,
good.
so
I just want to make sure.
Eldon knows nothing of this.
yeah, and she also mentions is like, but our rangers are doing their best to deal with the aggressive monster beast in the woods right now. Even Talon's wife is out and about. She only gets involved whenever things really get serious. And Jenkins kind of takes a slight concerned look before stilling her resolve. Said, "Don't worry, dear. We'll figure something out." And he kind of gets louder. All right, let's all go. We got stops to make and deliveries to must occur before this day is over.
Gotcha.
So you start making your way into town, coming from this route right here.
Maybe I'm
You start walking up. You see on the right, you see a very orderly and Spartan-like building. You see militiamen and women, as well as soldiers, training in the courtyards. Some tending to armor. A blacksmith is repairing their equipment. You see someone tending to some of the horses in the pen over here to the side. You see one militiaman helping a elderly man out of the building, and you hear her say, "Tom, you gotta watch your liquor, man. We can't be picking you up at the tavern every night to bring you here, so your lady doesn't yell at you." And the older man just pats him. "Thank you. I know. It's been hard since my son passed away. You know how it is." And who did we lose? The town. You see a shop on the right with a lot of plants outside of it. It kind of smells very earthy walking by, kind of like those hipster stores. It's essentially an apothecary, what it is. You keep making your way down the road. You see a schoolhouse with kids playing out in the schoolyard on the left, right here.
Oh, and I resist the urge to go play music to them.
And on the right, you all spot a very odd-shaped building. It looks quite literally like a tea kettle, a series of tea kettles and teapots. Let's see. Where
Do you have a building number? Because I can see the numbers.
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3. Gotcha.
All right. And it looks kind of like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh.
And outside you see a sign that says the Warming Pot Tea House.
Oh, nice.
Eldon looks
there
at
now.
Oscar and nods, going, "I bet there's some alcohol in there."
Oh, nice size.
I don't know about alcohol, but we can add it to the tea.
You guys are just ruining
You
this.
know, for having a
Right.
wisdom of or intelligence of -1, you are a thinker.
Hey, I think when I want to.
Okay.
Just like when I grab the door.
Think when I
That is
want.
hilarious.
Okay, back to the teapot.
And you see a couple of patrons out there, some sitting around on the outside tables, just enjoying a nice cup of tea. You see a young man walking around wearing very ornate clothes. Most of you don't recognize it. Eldon, you might in your travels to the through the Dominion.
Mhm.
It's a very common dress in the desert area. It's very light colors, a lot of light material, a lot of colors thrown in.
Pretty, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, and some of you are a little confused if this is actually a man or a woman.
I am actually sort
Aren't
of
we
confused
all?
about that as well. Yes.
I think
So,
it's a
would-
man, but 2018 over here, I don't
Could-
think we should be assuming genders at this point.
Would-
It would make him really mad.
This is a really stupid way of doing this. Would Oscar be able to disguise self and figure it out?
That is a
Not really.
creative.
Not really, because for all you know, it could be a young lady that's binding her chest underneath the guards, but or it could be
Got
just
it.
a guy that has a very feminine look.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So either that, or they don't associate with any gender. Who knows?
Alrighty.
All right. Well,
About right here between buildings 1, 8, 9, and 3. You see a nice fountain in the center with a statue of just some random person. You're not entirely sure who it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
mostly
I lost
because
track of where he was from that. Where is he? Or she?
talking about the guy.
Yeah, or it, or
Yeah, that server is a person over at the
Okay.
tea house on number 3. So you just see him or her. You don't know yet. Walking between tables, bringing tea pots, refilling people's cups, warming stuff up.
Hey, Oscar, could you go do an Oscar thing and go ask her what she is?
Oh Jesus! Don't do that.
Ask it.
that's not
We don't-
that's not an Oscar thing. Oscar would be genuinely nice.
Oh.
Guys, maybe we can order some tea later and ask them.
I don't know why I'm so fascinated with that, but we'll come back to that. We'll put a pen needle in that one for later.
We'll get tea later, and we're not gonna make it alcoholic tea.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So you keep making your way across the town. You don't know which direction to go, but Jenkins definitely knows the way. He heads to the right, heading over the river a little bit. You see what looks like a mill on the left at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep going. You pull into a little in front of a shop at number 7. You see a sign that says Saccharin Brothers, the Unicorn's Oddities.
Like it?
Oh,
Okay. Jenkins gets off his cart and talks to looks like an attendant kind of walks out from the side. Looks like a small warehouse over there, and he starts hands Grinrel a list and tells him start working with the help here and get what Hubert ordered unloaded. If you don't mind, Grinrel. Grinrel says, everything is okay. He'll take care of it. I said, go speak to the old man. The old men, should say. That is if Igor is in. So, Jenkins walks in. He beckons the rest of you to follow. Say, hey, Jenkins says, let me, you guys follow, if you wouldn't mind, follow me. I want to introduce you to an old friend, a couple old friends of mine, if both of them are here. Usually it's just Hubert, but sometimes Igor might be here whenever they're expecting a delivery from us, just for chit-chat's sake, but you never know with these two.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so you walk in. It's a very cleanly clean place, but there's shelves and it looks almost like a Salvation Army, but with just trinkets and oddities of all kinds. There's shelves with some weapons, some cases with some rudimentary armor. But you start looking at the price tags, and they are a little beyond your price range right now.
Oh.
Like, Onai, you see a fiddle sitting in a case, and you see a price tag of let me roll something to see. Hold on.
She really wants that fiddle.
About 1,900 gold pieces.
She just looks at her purse. She's like, oh.
Oscar, you see hold on one second. You see a bag sitting on the counter on one of the shelves, and you see like 3 X's written on it, and you see below it written in what languages do you know?
What language do I speak?
Yeah, Common and Giant.
Yes.
Common,
right?
Giant, and Celestial.
All right. In Giants, you see the words powdered alcohol.
Oh.
Oh.
With and you see, you flip over the price tag in excitement, and you see 50 gold.
50. And how much do we currently have, did you say?
Whatever your starting class was, we haven't, you haven't quite found enough gold to get it just yet, but just remember it's there if you really want it.
It's there. Just remember, it is there.
Write it down right now.
Suit. I'm up.
All right, it's going right under one door. By.
All right. So I don't know how much gold I'm going to give you guys from the fight. I need to roll that up later.
Okay.
So you may or may not have enough after you're fighting those orcs.
Okay, but I wrote it in big letters as a priority. Buy powder alcohol. See, like, hold on. You don't understand my notes right now.
Oh my god.
I really don't have to write down everything that I've written down, but I can show you mine.
Oh.
I mean, and you guys go through. Let's see. That's if you don't go with the starting set too, because that's you roll that whenever you decide to buy your gear instead of.
Oh, I see.
So you can either roll for money and then buy gear, or go with the standard thing in the class features. So.
Gotcha.
So each of you probably have at most 10 gold.
Sweet.
I know the
Definitely
monks
not
usually have
getting that
less. Bards might have 15 at the most. 15 gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
So you might be a little bit further away. I don't know. You would have to read the class if you went with the standard equipment setup. It usually tells you, and that in your background usually tells you how much gold you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Listen.
I would imagine I don't have much.
So y'all haven't actually met. You're just walking through and just browsing. These are the things that are catching your eye.
What do I see?
Can I charm person?
Oh my god.
Can I charm the store clerk?
Whenever y'all do make it up to the counter, you see a sign that says "No charms allowed."
Okay.
Damn it!
Say no magic allowed in the shop. All magic, if you magic is to be used, please see the testing area behind the shop.
All magic to be used. See the testing area.
Exactly.
Oh.
So, let's see. Let me go through my list of things real quick. Jace, Eldon, you see a couple different shields just hanging around, but you see a almost like a black and bronze bracer that catches your eye. It has a emblem on it that reminds you of what you used to wear in your armor back in the war. You kind of look at it. It has a little description. It says shield bracelet, but even though it looks like a bracer, it's still called the shield bracelet. And you kind of remember wearing something very similar to this in the war, kind of halfway through after your shield. You would sometimes use it whenever your shield, when you had to drop it and went in with two-handed weapons. And you just remember that it allows you to pop up a magical shield whenever someone was casting a spell at you.
Okay.
But you see the price tag, and it's way too much for you right now.
And I choke and cry. Die a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You recognize it's not yours for sure, but it does look like a less worn model like what you used to wear.
Damn. I was really hoping it was mine. Okay.
So, yeah, I'll continue on. Jenkins, oh wow, Gothy, you're not kidding about big letters. One door, buy powder alcohol.
Oh, he sees your notes. I see.
I finally saw it. So, anyway, you follow Jenkins. He approaches the counter. You see a little gnome just kind of perched up on a stool, scribbling away into a notebook. Okay, it's this one.
Hey, buddy.
You see a guy wearing like overly sized manacles on his face.
Hey.
Ow!
He's got one little patch of hair coming out of his head.
Herbert.
And Jenkins goes, Herbert, my friend, how are you doing today? And startled, Herbert kind of drops his quill a little bit, jumps. Jenkins? Jenkins! He jumps off his stool and runs around the counter. Takes him a minute because short legs. Running speed of 25 feet. And he comes around and he approaches the wizard and just throws his arm up as high as he can, and Jenkins bends down a little bit and clasps his arms. Herbert goes, "Finally, you got here. I was waiting for the supplies like a week ago." And then Jenkins laughs and it's like, "Hubert, you ordered it a week ago." "Yeah, but I could have used it 2 weeks ago."
Hey.
Then why didn't you order it 2 weeks ago?
I start fiddling with his one hair, just like
You fucking would.
Oh, my face bombs.
like you know how like you do like it's like that little finger twirl and it spins in your like along your finger in cartoons. It's like I'm just sitting there like
oddly enough, somewhere in the back of your head, only you can hear this, Oscar, but you hear "You spin me right."
Yes,
I love it. Oh, I love it.
And the voice sounds distinctly familiar to you, Oscar. And then you hear a slight chuckle, and then nothing.
Max is prepared for you.
Ad sign, is that you?
Everyone looks really confused at Oscar, like, who are you talking
You
to?
hear absolutely nothing. Hubert just swats your hand away and is like, "Easy with a one patch. That's all I have left."
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like, it's fine. Just be gentle with it, please.
Okay, I'll do it softer.
God.
Eldon kind of nods at you. That's better.
Yes. Exactly. You're learning my technique.
Hubert kind of just looks at you oddly and says, "Jenkins, you have strange friends. You know that?"
No, one strange friend. The other three are normal.
Normal.
I'd agree that 2 of them are normal.
I'm not normal.
At least more normal than Oscar and Eldon.
Yes, you two.
Eldon, I swear, just fiddle with it just softly. It's so nice.
Eldon is way intrigued, and so he slowly puts out his hand and does it too.
Herbert holds up his hand and said, please.
Why are
Please.
you guys
Okay.
harassing?
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
sir.
I'm sorry.
I'm-
Yep, Eldon stops too. Eldon stops, and he says sorry.
Apology accepted.
All right.
Jenkins goes on to say, Hubert, is your brother in by any chance? I had a delivery that he asked for specifically. Hubert goes, what is the day? Today is, what is today? Today is, what is today? And this is actually what Hubert's saying. Jenkins, just wait. It is Tuesday. No, Thursday. And said, all right, Ivar went on his expedition 2 weeks ago, so he should be back. He should be back tomorrow or the day after. And Jenkins asked, where's he going this time? Oh, he went back to the tower to see if he can't do some more surveying for it. He's still wanting to help you and the other wizards get the tower back in order, so he's been taking it on side projects here and there, trying to see if he couldn't scavenge anything from the building, as long as no goblins or anything moves in while he's away. Jenkins asked him, did he take anyone with them? He said, yeah, he took a couple of the hired hand. A couple of them have been training with the guard for protection, so he should be good. So if you want to, I can send a runner to you whenever he comes in. And Jenkins appreciates it. Hubert goes on to address you and say, well, welcome to the Unicorn's Oddities, where we have thingamabobs and doodads of all kinds.
I feel a
nothing-
song coming along out of Gotham. Just
He said, nothing here is brand new. We trade and use goods. So what you see is what you get, and there are no buybacks.
okay.
Okay.
If something breaks after you use it one time,
That
sorry.
just-
all sales are final.
Well,
Quite the odd story you've got going here, but it's very cool.
Oh yes, we got things of all kinds. We got stuff that helps people clean their house a little bit easier. Some people to help them remove paint. We got some people to help adventurers like yourself.
Yes.
But most of this stuff is a hot commodity, sadly. Magical items are not forged like they used to be.
No.
Excuse me, what is the potency of that powdered alcohol over there?
Oh my goodness.
I honestly don't know. I've never tried it myself, but the giants that we bought it from say it is top quality.
Mhm. And how does one consume that?
You simply take a little bit of it and pour it into any drink that you have, and it instantly makes it alcoholic. Or at least it tastes like alcohol. I don't know if it's actually alcoholic or not, but I've never tried it myself.
Intriguing.
And plus, look at my size. It's a little bit of beer gets me a little tipsy, so.
Oh, and I
Oh,
was like,
man.
I get the feeling.
Oh man. Okay, thank you.
I mean, you could probably try to take the powder just as is, but I have a feeling that wouldn't taste as good, so.
Trust me.
Why, are you interested in buying it this evening?
Not this evening, but I will. Another time.
Oh, so would you want me to put it on layaway for you?
As of right now, no. It is fine. I need to look around the store more. Thank you.
Fair enough. And he goes back to addressing everyone else. So say, well, everyone, look around, enjoy yourselves. Jenkins, you're welcome to enjoy your time around the store as well. We might have a few cloaks that might be to your liking as well. They're not magical, but they have your flair to it. And Jenkins looks intrigued, and he asks where it's at, and Hubert kind of shows him where the the cloaks are, and next thing you know, Jenkins is just pulling coats out and trying them on, whisking around, asking Onai and Eldon, what do you think?
No, I think they're all beautiful.
Oscar's like giving him a standing ovation every time he comes out, just like, yes.
Onai's the same as Oscar, and she's like, they're all fantastic. I literally can't choose. Except the purple ones are really pretty.
I want you to strut your stuff, man. Come on, show it to me.
Oh, trust me, he's strutting it every time he comes out of the dressing room.
Work it, Jenkins. Yes.
Onai's like, I've never been to a fashion show before.
You look marvelous, darling.
Eldon face palms as hard as he possibly
Oscar, like, give me a quick perception check.
Oh,
shit.
Boy. You're really checking him out, big boy.
That dice rolled on the floor. I don't feel like getting it. I'll roll it on here. What's my perception? I think it's -1. Every time I open up that app, my phone starts to crash. Perception is +1. Okay. Whatever that is, I didn't see it. Oh,
okay.
There you go.
You did really good. So, while you're clapping and watching Jenkins, off to the right a little bit, on the top shelf, kind of behind a couple other shirts and pants, you see what looks like a pink tutu.
Oh my God!
Oh, sweet Jesus. Lord have mercy on our soul.
It became canon. Oh.
Of course it did.
Oh my God!
Of course it did.
Excuse me, Hubert?
Yes. Someone say my name? Yes.
Just imagine Oscar's like breathing heavily. How much is that tutu?
Oh, that 1 second. You see him run back, walk over back to the counter, walk back around, get on his stool, and flip through his ledger a little bit. Tutu. Which color one is it?
The pink one.
Okay. Pink. Pink polka dot.
No.
Pink with yellow polka dot.
No.
Solid pink.
Solid
pink. Okay. Solid pink tutu. 3 gold.
Sold.
Oh my God.
Now, can I please ask for the fact that I'm wearing this? Do I get better AC? Or does my AC go below 9?
It's still just it's clothing, so
okay.
It acts like your normal clothes.
Still buy it.
Oh my God!
Yes. Right under buy powdered alcohol. Big letters, pink tutu.
Oh
now wait,
God.
can I get something? All right. Am I able to get something like a persuasion or a performance buff with that? Like, can I get something?
Oh my God.
Because like, I put it on and I strut my stuff and just like do that like fake girl stuff, like I don't know, like in a show where they do drag and they try to like fake it.
You get clapping and cheering.
You get a +20 to confidence.
Oh yes.
Oh fuck you.
Oh my God.
Self-confidence goes up.
Alright, deal. Like, you look beautiful, Oscar. I love it.
Man.
Okay. Take it everyone else is looking around as well right now.
Onai wants to look at that fiddle. She calls Hubert over as looking at it. She asked him. She asked him if she can play it.
Hold on 1 second. He goes back over to his ledger and he flips through. He just starts flipping through it, Let's see here. Fiddle. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle.
I really can't believe that became canon.
Right.
I can.
You say it. I was inclined to do it.
So now you
my
have
God.
a tutu and a fucking door.
Soon to be powdered alcohol.
Soon to be. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I was like, as soon as you said bright pink tutu, I'm like, fucking hell, yes.
Hubert comes back. He's like, I would not advise it right now. That's one of our rare magical instruments. If you were to try and play it without attuning to it, you would take some considerable mental damage. It's very picky about who plays it. You must spend a little bit of time with it before it feels comfortable enough letting you pluck its strings. So I would highly advise against it, my dear.
Wow, this just sounds like an interesting instrument. I'll come back for you. She points at the instrument.
You almost hear like a faint note playing in the air.
She hums the note.
Okay. Ink. Roll a perception check for me. 11. Okay. You see many things that you've never seen before coming from the monastery. You see suits of armor that look like you would have to be a boar to wear. Or just, you've never seen armor for someone so big, but then again, you have been traveling with the Goliath for a while, so they make people that big.
Hi.
Goliath was a tutu, mind you.
I'm wearing a tutu. I'm like,
You're wearing it over your armor too.
Why not?
Why not? All right.
That's how I'm drawing him
Oscar.
in animatic now. I hope you know this.
Oscar just has to step up and say, "This doesn't change my sexuality, okay? This changes my confidence and well-being." Thank you.
What does ink see?
You're welcome.
Ink see. I want to hear.
Pumpkin, why'd you want to come in here if you want to leave?
If anything, Ink, as soon as we walk through the door, she's just enthralled with all of these weird things that she's never seen. So she probably just stopped by the nearest shelf and started picking things up and looking at them up and down.
You see a lot of crystals, a lot of different shaped objects. Some pretty, some kind of dingy and dinged up, but still intriguing.
Get the pink and yellow tutu.
Let us match.
Everyone gets a tutu. And you get a tutu.
We should just
get a
like
tutu.
we should just match. We should just be strutting our stuff in our pink and yellow tutus.
Oh no, I would
Call
totally
the
rock a
tears
tutu.
and tutus.
Eldon won't get a tutu, but I will force him to put on a tutu.
Onai already ties fabric, for a belt type thing. She ties her belt type thing in a bow on her side. I don't know if I have any drawings that specifically show that, but that's a thing.
Okay, so you're sitting there picking things up here and there, and then you find a leather pouch with a strap on it. And you take a look at the tag. It says "bag of book holding."
Oh,
Book.
I forgot
And
my
you can't-
D20s over there.
And you kind of you Herbert kind of comes up behind you. Ah, yes, that one. It's an interesting piece. And most people don't like it because most people don't have enough books. But that is a bag that allows you to put as many books in it as you wish. You could quite literally travel with your own personal library if you so choose.
Ink will take.
He looks at the price tag. That will be Oh, well, hold on. It looks like the strap is broke. I will give it to you for... How much gold do you have, dear?
10 gold. Take gold. Me take pouch. And she's literally just gonna, like, out of however she knows where it is, she's gonna grab it and she's just gonna kind of give it to him and then hold the little satchel close to her. And she's actually going to take the 2 books and put them in. Like, the deal is done. In ink size.
Okay,
Ink
so
is done with the store now.
he's gonna say, my dear, 10 gold is not enough. You need 20 gold for this, but you look like someone that enjoys a book or two.
Ink enjoys many books, yes.
Where I don't see too many tabaxi. I used to see your kind a lot back in the day. Back whenever I was a young chick,
Young chick.
No.
I was thinking young spring chicken, but
Okay.
when I was much younger, and I knew that your kind loved stories. Do you happen to have any good stories, my dear?
Ink has many stories.
Would you be willing to share them over a cup of tea?
Yes, if Ink gets satchel in return, yes.
All
No
right.
problem.
Out of character as a DM, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that you're gonna have enough gold for it, if you tell a story for them.
Ink will tell you a story. It will be
All
a good story. You will quite
Do you have a story, or do you want to tell later?
Well, it all began with the end.
All right. So I'm gonna pass the microphone over to Jess real quick, so she can tell a story.
Oh.
Well, it all began with the end. Thank you. Just drops the mic and walks away.
Alright.
Mic drop. Okay. Okay. So, see how this goes.
If you need to take your headset off so you don't hear yourself, you might be better.
Probably. So Ink is going to kind of look around at everybody. Primarily at the guy she's making this deal with, of course, but at the same time, she has an audience, I assume. So, she's going to be like, long ago, when the clan elder was but a kit, a great snow fell from Takayama, or High Mountain, as it's known in common. It charged down the mountainside like a swarm of warriors in battle. The elder was caught at the base of High Mountain in the great snow's wake, along with other tabaxi kits who had wandered too close. All would have been lost had they not been saved by the great tabaxi warrior monk. Having seen the danger from the village, the warrior raced to meet the falling snow and called to the stone of the mountain itself to aid him. Using his energy, he pulled the stone up to shield the kits from harm. With sheer concentration, he held the stone in place as the snow beat against it, trying to bring it down on the tabaxi. His willpower was greater, than the might of the snow, and the snow was defeated. The kits were saved, and they learned a valuable lesson. To this day, all young tabaxi are warned not to venture too close to High Mountain in deep snow, because none know when the snows will fall again. And then she grabs the satchel and goes into the corner and starts putting her books in it and just tiding and fiddling with the leather strap and all that.
Oh, and I was just slowly clapping. Not slowly, but just gently clapping. I love it, Ink.
Young tabaxis are told this story so that they do not die.
Oh my god.
Hubert, you guys hear Hubert just cackling with joy and just clapping his hands. And I was like, oh, that one I will have to write it down. Would you mind if I write that down, my dear?
No, it is good. It's wise words from a clan elder.
And what's the name of your clan elder?
She'll look at you funny and just say, clan elder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least that is what Ink knows her as.
I love
All
Ink.
right.
I love Ink so much.